great. Now we can put polls. That's so convenient. What's going on? Can't look at that right now. But thank you, I'll look at it later.
Botrix said Botrix has correctly joined the channel. Flynn Bassence said Flynn Bassence has correctly joined the channel.
Hey, sorry for interrupting. Isn't that annoying? What if I told you there was a way to get rid of ads like this?
Another water in the night. Let me paint the view. Color the town with my light. For every moment shared with you, night in the day. You're never fully gone. Going to be back again until the coming of the dawn. Two ends meet at zenith. Nothing comes between us. Dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you around the water. We slowly dance whenever our eyes meet. You know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me. Looking down below, I'll always seem to find, no matter where you might go. Remember, you'll be on my mind. Within the inner heart I plead for you to talk to me. I wanna hear all the good and bad, the new stories you had. As I drift across the sky, the hour hand turns high. So good night, let me sing a lullaby. I'll be singing, baby.
Flynn Bassent said really quiet stream today.
Yeah, I guess so.
Flynn Bassent said I see you're drawing Mega Man or something similar to him.
Yes.
Flynn Vassant said your voice sounds raspy. Are you okay? Sorry if I sound nosy, I'm just curious.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. This down. Where's that?
Flynn Vassant said, I'm assuming this is a commission because otherwise you'd probably be drawing women figures or something else.
No, I'm not drawing women right now. I'm just doing it for my own sake. No one cares anymore. I don't even think people cares if I draw women anymore. Kind of just doing this for fun for right now. For warm-ups, if anything. It just happens to be Mega Man. No commission today. Here and here. Put this here. Put this. Like that. Okay. And then what we'll do is erase this part. This shows the show, does it not? We've no idea what we've got until we lose it. And no amount of love will keep it around if we don't choose it. And I don't know what's got its teeth in me, but I'm about to bite back in anger. No amount of sense of fury will bring back the glory of innocence.
Flynn Vassant said, I know it's Mega Man, but that body shape reminds me of Crypto from the video game Destroy All Humans. Probably because it's similar.
Yeah.
Morgan R said hello Flynn. Morgan R said hi Artextric.
Hey, Morgan. What's going on?
Flynn Bassett said hello Morgan R. Flynn Bassett said I'll be back.
Okay.
However, I need to do something.
Okay.
I'm here. Step away from the window. Go back to sleep. Safe from pain and truth and choice. And other poison devils. See, they don't give a fuck about you like I do.
Boris said hello Flynn, hello Morgan and Guy Sensei.
Hello.
Morgan R said hello Boris. Boris asks trying out a different style today.
Nope. just drawn. Nope. I don't really do stuff like that, to be honest.
Absolute says who's that?
Mega Man. Mega Man, just to answer your question about the Mega Man.
Your enemies, I know you daydream. I'll be the one to protect you from a wounded vibe and a voice of reason. I'll be the one to protect you from your enemies and your choiceless signs. One and the same, I would like to make you isolate and save you from yourself. When this began, I had nothing to say, and I'd get lost in the nothingness inside of me. I was confused, and I let it all out to find that I'm not the only person with these things in mind. Inside of me,
Mono said hello everyone.
revealed is the
Hello, Mono.
only real thing that I've got left to feel. Nothing to lose, just stuck, hollow and alone, and the fault is my own, and the fault is my own. I wanna heal.
Mono said how are y'all doing?
I'm doing okay.
Boris said did Bryce send you the pic of how I do next? I'm not sure if you got it. Mono said hi Teach.
Did
Boris said sup money. I'm doing well.
I don't think he did. Hold on. Let me just go look real quick.
Flynn Vassant said okay back.
I didn't fall right down on my face. Looking everywhere, only to find that it's not the way I had imagined it all in my mind.
Critique this one too. No, I don't think he did. He'll be here soon. I'll have him.
Mono said hello Flint. Flynn Vassant said hello everyone else that showed up.
The only thing I had was from Flynn, so I think Brian forgot to say it. So I'll have him say it again if he hasn't.
Flynn Vassant asks what? Boris said alrighty thumbs up emoji.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. He'll be here, and I'll have him resend it to me, so I can have that, so I can have whatever video I need to make for you.
myself. Aching, begging you to go now. Without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches. Your kisses, I'll be needing stitches.
Ryuga Samurai said good afternoon everyone.
Bro, I'm gonna need
Virus
you.
said this song never gets old.
Right, I'm gonna need you to resend whatever Virus sent you for the neck thing so I can look at it later so I can give him whatever video that he needs to improve on. I guess he sent it to you, but you forgot to resend it. You probably still have it, just send it to me. Because I only got the one from
Mono said good afternoon Bri, how are you? Ryuga Samurai said okay.
Thank you, bro. Hope you're doing well.
Ryuga Samurai said hi Mono, I'm good, what about you? Ryuga Samurai said I am.
Good.
Flynn Bassett asks besides Artextric, who else looked at my drawings on Discord? Virus said sup Ryuga, I was just today years old when I realized your Bri loudly crying face emoji. Mono said me? I'm doing good, great actually, another F in my collection, smiley face.
You got an F on your test.
Mono said yep, if I don't go insane this year the 2025 will be my time.
I got you. Let's get rich.
Flynn Bassett said I fluctuate between C's and A's. Had mostly B's though. Ryuga Samurai said I sent it teach.
Okay, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Flynn Bassett said haven't been in school for years now though.
This is why I don't draw men.
Mono said only I have is my kitty that is cuddling with me RM. Flynn Bassett said kind of miss it unironically.
My kids are busy. Can't go back from me. You don't have to try. Turning to unleash. Can nobody save us? Will anyone cry? You know you was burning. It's not Christmas time.
Mono said not me. I easily find something to do when bored.
No, I'm talking about like in general in the sense of like life, not like boredom or interest.
Mothers cry. Just go ahead and cry. Sisters of the starlight, with hands in the air. Don't miss the dark night. Does anyone care? Don't say it.
Mono said yeah, you said school keeps you busy. Well, I would do just fine without. Things that they study us are so pointless it couldn't be more.
You're not wrong. You're not
Flynn
wrong.
Vassant said not really that it kept me busy, but that is part of it. More there's where I kept in contact with friends and now I hardly talk to anyone.
See? That's what I mean, like life. I'm not talking about interest. It kept you busy in the sense of like just part of life. It was like a routine thing. But not an interest to be had. But it kept things in check because, well, you had your friends there and your teachers and I guess associates. But now when you're not in school anymore, those same people kind of just drift away because they have their own thing going on. So even though you may not find it like something that keeps you busy, it was something that was there that kept things in check. We kept the glue together because it was the only thing that was forcing you to go. But since you don't have to go anymore, you start realizing a lot of those friends and family was only friends that you came across was only because you went to school.
Mono said only thing I need is a boyfriend right now and nothing else. Flynn Vassant said I need to make my life more interesting. Right now I'm pretty boring.
I'm in that club right now.
We're calling out to you, Nittany Nation, to turn up the
Mono said in my kitty, of course.
Now get a free 10-piece chicken McNuggets with any app order of $1 or more when Penn State men's basketball scores 70 or more. So get loud and get hungry, because nothing goes better with buckets than crispy golden chicken McNuggets. McDonald's is a proud partner of Penn State Athletics. Offer valid for 48 hours the day after the offer is triggered. At participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Valid for men's basketball games only.
Mono said I feel you, Flynn, but I got used to it. Ryuga Samurai said focus on those grades first. Mono grinning face with sweat emoji. Ryuga Samurai said Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Mono said I'm trying Bri, but why the hell do I need to know more than 60 different equations on top of my head for one stupid grade that I will forget in 2 weeks anyways?
I just look at those type of things like filibuster stuff. They're just filibustering you. It's not that you need to know them, it's just I need to fill out quota.
Ryuga Samurai said fair enough Mono. Mono said like where do they teach stuff that I will need in life and for the job I choose to work?
They won't. 9 times out of 10. It's just a quota thing. It doesn't make much sense, but it's a quota thing.
Flynn Bassent said I've unironically started learning Spanish.
Why? What's the reason?
Mike has said ROC is pretty much a trade school. Ryuga Samurai said they'll never have a tax playing class.
Yeah. We'll never have.
Janae says teach voice is off.
me with you. The truth's not rigid, the rules aren't fair. The dark's too vivid, the light's not there. I start to give in, but I can't bear to put it all behind. I run into it blind like face caught in the middle. Caught in the middle. Face caught in the middle. Caught in the middle. You shouldn't recognize what you've inside. Face caught in the middle. Caught in the middle. I can't hear myself think. I can't hear myself think. I can't hear myself think. Stop yelling at me! Face caught in the middle. Caught in the middle. Caught in the middle. You shouldn't recognize what you've inside. Face caught in the middle.
That's what it is. We're on the same page right now.
Flynn Bassent said potential Spanish-speaking girlfriend. Flynn Bassent said weird it didn't read it out. Mono said teach voice is off. Ryuga Samurai asks is it? Mono said I think so. Flynn Bassent said not off. More likely stopped working.
I hate
Ryuga
this.
Samurai said teach the voice isn't working. Mono asks teach.
I hate when it does that. I really don't know what triggers that to do that, but it's annoying as hell.
Mono said well I will have to go now anyway. Good night y'all have a great day raising hands emoji.
YouTube.
Iris said looks like we've been shut off. Iris said see you Mono. Have a good night.
Okay.
Ryuga Samurai said good night Mono. Elite Wolf said don't think I'm missing out.
Bear your soul. When love is in pain, I see the right life. There's a grave behind my eyes. And out of the day, find us. It's worth the life and drag me in with heaven's light. There's a grave behind my eyes. And out of the dead, find us.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael
Elite
Roman,
Wolf said I just
aka
got
All
told
Fires.
some bad
Holy
news.
smokes. In yesterday's video, when I said that Sony was going to have to learn there were consequences for putting out movies like Madam Web and Morbius, I did not think that less than 24 hours later, Sony would be announced to be ending their Spider-Verse outside of the MCU. That's right, you heard it correctly, and the news is flying all over the place. Sony is officially not developing any more Spider-Verse spin-offs for live-action movies. The last one will be Kraven. After it comes out, there is nothing else in development, and we have to talk about what that means for the future of Spider-Man and that IP, because we might already know based on industry insider reports from a month ago. We're breaking down this latest news, where it came from, what was exactly said about what Sony's doing, and what that means for the future of all of the Spider-Man IP. But first, if you could quickly grab the subscribe button. Guys, my analytics indicate there are a lot of you who have been watching daily videos and maybe haven't subscribed yet, which is totally cool, no problem at all, but I would just kindly invite you to do so, because hey, if you're watching the videos daily, you got to be subbed to enter the PS5 giveaway, and you might as well be. Okay, so this news actually broke this afternoon in an article from The Wrap under the headline, "As Kraven hunts for audience, Sony's Marvel Universe takes a final bow for now." Quote, "It's really about the next Spider-Man film," a top talent agency tells The Wrap. As re-reported by avclub.com, they go on to say, quote, "Kraven the Hunter is looking pretty dire at the box office for projections at the moment, capping off what might be the final disappointment for Sony's attempt at building an independent Marvel Cinematic Universe. The studio just never managed to get its Spider-Verse off the ground, even with one successful spin-off series in Venom, and saw diminishing returns at the box office with each subsequent release. The Wrap has a new report examining Sony's many flops, Morbius, Madam Web, and now probably Kraven, and there's a good reason to believe that the studio is going to drop its Marvel dreams outside of Spider-Man. They continue by saying, quote, "There are a few sources willing to anonymously testify as much, including a top talent agent who says this, quote, "They've developed what they want to develop for now. It's really about the next Spider-Man film." A Sony insider seems to agree that the studio is done trying to make its well of B-tier Spider-Man villains into main characters, and will instead focus on Tom Holland's next Spider-Man and the next Spider-Verse animated film and the Spider-Man Noir television series featuring Nick Cage. All of those projects notably feature actual Spider-Men, as opposed to the movies that danced around the idea of Spider-Man but never actually introduced one. The article then goes on to point out that even having a Spidey hero doesn't necessarily mean success, because Silk Spider Society was scrapped at Amazon Prime before it even got off the mat. They continue by saying this, but it's not just the fault of B-tier or C-tier or even D-tier characters involved that Sony Marvel's universe failed. Famously, Marvel was able to take lesser-known characters, say like Guardians of the Galaxy, and turn them into major moneymakers, which
No, they made them major money makers because they weren't fucking woke. That's the problem.
again, maybe a testament to James Gunn, and Marvel has proven that that's not easily replicable, but that's a topic for a different video. Instead, the Wrap piece argues that it's the quote-unquote poorly executed films themselves that are the issue. Take it from another Sony insider who sums it up in one devastating quote. "The biggest issue with the Sony Spider-Man spin-offs seems to be the lack of quality control. The movies just aren't good. Sometimes that lack of quality meets a movie no one asked for, which is the case with Madam Web, and that is a no-win scenario." That actor then goes on to say Sony should start cultivating new IP, but that's kind of a joke in the face of Spider-Man, which may be Marvel's most popular IP, if not their most popular character, one of them, and some of the most popular IP in the entire world. So let's talk about what's absolutely not going to happen, and then what might happen. Number one, what's not going to happen, for any of you who are hoping and praying that this is the death knell for Sony with the Spider-Man rights, you can rest assured they will do everything in their power, spend any amount of money to keep the rights for Spider-Man. They will not sell those back to Marvel. That will not happen unless it absolutely has to. And as long as they keep putting out Spider-Man movies and on time, they're going to keep the rights. It's like Jordan and Nike. Spider-Man is one of the most popular and one of the most lucrative IPs in the entire world. And on top of that, he's a flagship across their entire entertainment division. Even outside of film, look at PS5, the marquee that the Spider-Man game is. They just make way too much money off of those Spider-Man rights to let them go. So anybody hoping and praying that that's about to happen, I would not hold your breath. Also keep in mind, I say this in quite a few videos because people aren't as aware of the numbers, Sony is a much smaller studio, a much smaller production house than a lot of the other studios they're going up against. And this year's top 10 movies were all sequels for the first time in history, which means this is a world of what IP do you own and how much money can you make off of it. And in that world, Sony's only stable horse is Spider-Man. Outside of Spider-Man, they've got others like Ghostbusters, but it just doesn't hold a candle to who and what Spider-Man is. So what I'm trying to say in not so many words is if Sony were to lose Spider-Man, their whole studio actually might be in risk of just completely folding, because Spider-Man is the only thing they've got over there at their movie studio that's making any kind of real money. Now that said, a month ago we heard a rumor that Sony would actually look to integrate what they have as the Spider-Verse's Rogues Gallery without a Spider-Man into the main MCU continuity. And in the same
Boris
way that
said
they're
Sony
working on
knows when to
Spider-Man
make money
movies
and
as a
when to not.
co-production and in the MCU, that's how they would develop any subsequent films that had to do with their villains. So basically everyone would be in the...
You're right, they do not make money. It's just that sometimes they have questionable... Sometimes their choices are pretty questionable, but usually it's in good faith to keep the IP in check.
Same continuity, and Sony wouldn't be stuck with the Spider-Man-less Spider-Verse that doesn't make any sense and doesn't connect to anything. And ultimately, Sony's dreams of a Spider-Geddon are obviously dead in the water. There's nowhere near the type of hyper interest to get to that kind of film, but it doesn't mean that their other main goal of doing a Sinister Six and a Venom crossover doesn't now and can't now take place if they merge both continuities right after Avengers Secret Wars with what we all assume will be a soft reboot of the MCU landscape, introducing recasts of characters perhaps like Iron Man or Steve Rogers, but for sure characters like T'Challa, introducing a brand new X-Men team, one cohesive multiverse going forward, and in that would be the time for them to introduce a Norman Osborn, maybe a new Vulture, maybe some other characters, all of a sudden have a Sinister Six. I don't think it also precludes maybe some of these characters returning. Who knows? Kraven might be a great movie. We won't know because a lot of people won't see it because of how bad Morbius and Madam Web was. That's Sony basically having to pay the bill. People will watch it when it comes out on streaming, and if there is some sort of cult revival, if the film ends up doing well, Aaron Taylor Johnson could end up playing Kraven in the future of the MCU. A lot of these characters could, but that would be a very different kind of thing. And as this Sony industry insider says, it's all about quality control. Those movies are super bad. They're super bad.
Not woke and shit stories.
Madam Web is terrible. Morbius is not a good movie. I've tried to watch it more than once. It's just not good. And since no one was really calling for a Morbius or Madam Web movie in the first place, like that guy said, it's just no win. There's no interest there, and the movies are bad. You put some of these characters in the MCU then, though, and connect them to the greater storyline, and then, well, then they start to actually have stakes. Then the scenes inside those movies, they start to mean something in the context of the MCU. And is it Sony basically grifting off of Marvel's coattails,
Maybe.
asking for them to solve all of their Sony problems? Yeah, basically. And if they continue to put out shitty films, Marvel has shown that even Marvel Studios can drop the occasional stinker. And if they keep doing that, even after they've merged with the MCU, that's not going to help them either. The only thing that helps them in from here is putting out quality films. That's it. And then not greenlighting characters that don't make sense without a Spider-Man opposing them. Like, who's really interested in Kraven the Hunter if he's not hunting Spider-Man? He could be anybody. You could rename Aaron Taylor Johnson's character anything. This might as well not even be a Spider-Man story. And I think that's where Sony really, really got it wrong. It's
Elite
one thing
Wolf said,
for
I
Marvel
just had a
Studios
coffee.
to
I
try...
finished the coffee faster than most men finishing with women.
The problem is that what Sony doesn't seem to understand when it comes to the
Flynn Bassett asks Artextric, do you play songs with curse words in them?
Yeah, I do. The thing about what Sony doesn't seem to realize is that because of
Ryuga Samurai said lol.
because of Venom, they think because Venom did well, Venom was a cult classic / favorite film throughout the Spider universe for a very long time. And Kraven and all of them, but like mostly Venom's the most like he's like the Joker to Spider-Man if you stop. Well, that's actually Green Goblin, but let's say like he's more of like right now he's like his Joker at this moment. That's why Joker got his own movie as well, even though the movie didn't do that well in the second version of the Joker series or movies. And what they seem to realize is that what makes a character fun, especially a side character, is that either it's lack of mystery, like keep them like a lack of history and keeping them in the mystery like type atmosphere, like they do with Joker, not giving him an origin story.
Flynn Vassant said more like anti-hero Spider-Man.
Yeah, so like that's what it really is. But the problem is that they're conflating with the idea of the anti-hero as a villain. An anti-hero is not a villain nor a hero. It does its own fucking thing. If he wants to help, he wants to help. He wants to do something kind of bad, depending on the context, he'll do something pretty bad. A villain and a hero are two of the same extremes. The hero is supposed to stop the villain from doing something bad that might put people in danger or loved ones in danger. The villain is supposed to destroy everything because of whatever happened to that person or thing within their history. The anti-hero is definitely like on the middle on that. It's the hero who will do the right thing when it feels convenient to them. That's the whole point of a anti-hero.
Flynn Vassant said like Deadpool.
Like Deadpool. So they only do things when
Morris said Venom could always work as a solo hero / anti-hero, but the other guys are made to just be a villain.
So like they're trying to make him into like these somewhat sympathetic, and that's the problem with Hollywood. They try to make characters.
Choco said yo.
That they try to make characters into sympathetic individuals all the time, so you always are in this weird gray area where every time when they're on screen, whether they're doing a crossover or they're doing a cameo or something like that, it's supposed to raise stakes to a certain degree, but it muddies the waters on, you know, this person's a villain based on the comics, but because they made them sympathetic to a certain degree where they're almost just like an anti-hero or a hero in general but misunderstood, you can't ever like say fuck that person, because we already know their origin story to a degree where it feels like they're just a hero that is just kind of in the wrong place, wrong time. Kind of like when you watch One Piece, where when Luffy and them goes to a new island and some bullshit happens, and then they have to go and they kind of get themselves involved on the island's problems, depending on what the situation is. And then when shit gets fixed, most cases, there might be a situation where they may take the blame because, Luffy don't want to be a hero. He have said it. He's not a hero. He just does his own fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So the people outside sees them as villains depending on the context, or heroes depending on the context. So that's where this problem
Flynn Vassant said technically the Dr. Octopus is not a bad man.
Yeah.
The AI controlling him is.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's this is where the problem with there's the good and evil. The problem is that Hollywood relies too much on the gray area, and that becomes so blurred to the point that you can't even say who's a villain, who's a hero anymore. And that what makes this very difficult to write these characters, to the point that you keep trying to introduce new characters and try to make them into these like hero-esque type villains. That's gonna cause confusion. It's a great idea when you do it once in a while. When you do it every fucking time, Disney has been doing this for a good while. I'm not even talking about Sony. I'm talking about Disney specifically with Maleficent. What was the other one? Cruella de Vil. There was another one I can't think of, but like I don't know if they have. I don't think they have Oz. I think Oz is a thing on its own. The Wizard of Oz, or Wicked, I think it's called.
Flynn Vassant said it's unironically like that for most of Spider-Man villains.
Yeah, and I understand that that's important, but it causes too much of a blur for people who reads the comics and stuff. Like, because there are very variants of villains becoming heroes in some form, one way or another. But like, we rely too much of them being seen as heroes and then not even turn as villains. They're just they don't even go from hero to villain. They go from hero to literally Sasuke Uchiha and stay in there, and they don't go anywhere further. They ain't going back being a hero. They just stay as an anti-hero, and that's it. Like, there's so long you can be an anti-hero.
Choco asks, is the Vulture like that too? Ryuga Samurai said lol.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. The way they've written the Vulture, we understand why they've written the Vulture the way they did because it connects to the situation of New York, of what happened in New York back when the Avengers first came out. So it was justified in a certain
Boris
way.
said main reason why Penguin is so great, you can sympathize, but at the end of the day, he's still a bastard.
Villain. Yes, that's the point. So, like, even if you can sympathize with the villain, you can at least say you're still the villain in the end. But when we're all just
Flynn
fucking
Vassant said
anti-heroes...
depends on the version of Vulture.
Yeah, it really depends. But, like, when we're all looking, everyone is just an anti-hero in cloak. That's a problem. That's a fucking problem. And I think because of this probably contributes a little bit to society. And let me explain. So, like, you know how, like, you have a disagreement with someone on Twitter or online, and as soon as you don't agree with them, they call you some ist or some type of word because they want to justify in yourself that you're the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? And even when you try to explain that you're not the bad guy and you're trying to explain your piece, they will not hear it. It's like that. They're constantly trying to make sure you're the villain, they're the good guy, they're on the right side of history. You're not, you're wrong, no matter what.
Morgan said usually ex-phobic.
Yeah, something about phobic or ist or something like that. And I think this contributes
Flynn
a lot.
Vassant said comic book versions tend to be worse than some armor versions.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll be worse depending on context. But, like, I think the problem with Hollywood is they have to stop relying on the anti-hero trope. I think that's a problem. That needs to change. We need a direct who is a villain, who is a hero.
Flynn Vassant said cinema.
You should have like 10 heroes, 10 villains, 1 or 2 anti-heroes. When you have 1 or 2, it feels more genuine. But when you have, like, the same amount of heroes as that of anti-heroes, that, you know what I'm saying? It just like, are you guys really heroes? Or are you just selfish individuals and that's it? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel genuine. It's just like, it's a trope now at this point.
Try to do lesser known franchises, say like Eternals. And as they proved, James Gunn's writing is what really galvanized the Guardians of the Galaxy as top tier popular IP. It wasn't just about the fact that, hey, you can take anything and throw it at fans and they're going to love it,
Flynn
especially if the
said
writing's bad.
also
See Madam Web.
hero or
She also had
anti-hero.
Sydney Sweeney in a Spider-Woman costume.
Yeah, I know, like, Batman's a vigilante. Well, do we consider him a vigilante anymore? Do we call him a vigilante? He's part of the Justice League. Is that even a vigilante thing? I don't know. The vigilantes, I would just ultimately call that somewhat of a anti-hero, because they're just doing it because of whatever happened to them, which makes sense. But then again, it's like they're not working with the government. They are not going through any regulations in the slightest, like Iron Man.
Flynn Vassant said not really.
Not
Morgan
really.
said yes, Batman's still called vigilante.
Even when he funds I guess he's the one funding the Justice League. I'm pretty sure he is. Because there's no way.
Morris said yay, Spider-Man, but Terry said clear difference to differentiate a character.
Okay.
And still couldn't get people to come see your film, which
Choco
is
said he
an
bribes
absolute
cops.
tragedy at best. I'm not exactly sure
Bribes
what the future
cops.
looks like from Sony or where they go from here, because it's a lot easier to make a crappy film than it is to make a good one, and some of Marvel's magic has proven to be
Flynn
maybe
Vassant
wearing
said
off a
Batman
little
is
bit. Some of the
basically the
shine had
supreme
come off with some of the
vigilante.
projects they did, like Secret Invasion, and if Marvel can't help themselves, they definitely can't be the savior for Sony as well. Fundamentally, things need to change, so call it whatever you want. Call it the Sony Spider-Verse, Sony universe of Marvel characters, call it the MCU, call it whatever you like. If the movies aren't good, and if the characters aren't popular to begin with, that is a recipe for disaster. And hopefully Sony has learned the real lessons here, and not just saying, hey, look, we'll join with the MCU and that'll solve all our problems. Here's our next film, Spider-Ham Does Manhattan, which actually sounds like an amazing film, and if they let me write it, we could turn that into a banger for sure. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. How do you feel about any and all of this? And are you going to see Kraven? I actually was surprised how many of you are choosing to see it opening weekend. I definitely am, but my expectations, of course, are not very high. Let me know all your thoughts down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff. We are still giving away PS5s here at the channel. Super simple to be entered to win.
Flynn Vassant asks Artextric, do you know what DC stands for?
Detective Comics. How does he fund the Justice League through, though does he have a credit card with the name Batman? I don't know, probably just owns everything, but under a different name. like a shell company, probably like kind of like that. Like Batman kind of owns the equipment and shit, but it's just under his name on a different alias and or some some bullshit. He's a billionaire, so they know how loopholes go under the government and stuff. So his voice, yeah.
Boris asks Detective Comics is what it stands for?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
Flynn Vassence said alias.
That's what it stands for. It was first called Detective Comics, and over time it just called DC for short. A lot of people just kind of just assumed it was just called DC. And I think a lot of people made that assumption because of Washington, DC, because of I think the reason why a lot of people, this is what I'm thinking, I could be wrong. A lot of people made that assumption based on how the Justice League is seen as more like a governmental type. The way it's constructed compared to like the Avengers over time, it comes off more like government oriented. So it feels like Washington would work with the Justice League to deal with, just like the Avengers, cosmic threats, interstellar threats, more, city ending type situations. So in the way the way that the Justice League is just portrayed comes off very Washington DC ish. You know what I'm saying? So compared to Avengers kind of like they're heroes, and they, given the whole like treaty thing with the Civil
Flynn
War.
Vassence said Detective Comics started with more detective/investigation style comics.
Comics, yes, with Batman and I think some other one. I don't know if The Question was one of them. Was it The Question? The Question? I forgot. It was a lot of detective stuff. Like it was like, I wouldn't think murder mystery, more like just like what's that thing called? Dick Tracy? Is it Dick Tracy? I think that's his name. He's like a detective or something, I think.
And just be a subscriber, leave a comment on the video. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. Best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all
Flynn Vassence said yes
with
to
all
Tracy.
notifications turned on. And of course, if you like today's video, I'd sincerely appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at @IamFires. You can also find me on all platforms with original music.
So I think that's why a lot of people thought DC just kind of meant like, I don't think they think Washington, but that'll be probably the first thing that pops in their head. But it was actually called Detective.
Flynn Vassence said I knew it was something Tracy.
Yeah, Dick Tracy. I remember that because I remember back as a kid, it used to play Looney Tunes in that one episode with Daffy. He was impersonating Dick Tracy. I think Tracy as a parody or something. And I guess they mentioned his rogue gallery, Hammerhead, and all that
Flynn
stuff.
Vassence said yes.
Yeah, so it's like that.
Under the name All Fires. Thanks for checking out the channel, guys. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.
I'm kind of surprised that DC never made like Dick Tracy, God, new comics or spin-off series on CW or something, just to bring back the character to be like, a thing. But first you have to have interest. I don't even think most kids know what the fuck that is. I think the only reason most kids might know where that's from is because of the Looney Tune thing. That's pretty much it. But yeah. Okay. Don't want to jump on too crazy topics. Disney doesn't even hide it. Disney is greedy as fuck. They're not even hiding it anymore. Why did K create a Spanish Breakers ever flop?
Here's how the average man's life would change if he never saw an ad again. Day 1, he would install...
So, today we're live in the field with Overwatch Classic, a blast from the past event everyone's been waiting for because the game is finally good. Hey, can you wrap this up? We gotta move. Marvel Rivals is out, and really, I don't think anyone wants to feel bad about this anymore. They're just gonna keep playing it if they're addicted, but like, let's go have some fun instead of kicking the dead horse, yeah? Fine, you're right. Let me just go pack up my stuff. What's
one more. So, today, we're live in the field of Marvel Rivals in its fully released glory. And before we get into the thick layers of glaze I'm about to spew all over this game,
Lynn
I just want to
Bassett
set the
said, "Tell me
record straight.
something I
Again,
didn't know.
I am not
That
paid to
Disney
talk
is
about this
greedy."
game. I haven't laundered money for this game. I don't even have money in my bank account. Please subscribe. And most certainly, I didn't see the multiple emails NetEase sent me inviting me to try out the new heroes early all the way back in August. JD's entitlement of the court. If I was a shill, do you really think I'd be making the videos I'm making? Come on. And that's what brings us here today on launch day, because this ruggedly handsome reporter has some hard-hitting questions to ask, like, is this launch a success? Is this the Overwatch killer? Does Squirrel Girl have nuts? Is Marvel Rivals a clone? Is Wolverine the best character in the game? How greedy is the monetization? Will this game be a Helldivers 2 or X Defiant? And above everything else, is Marvel Rivals good? Yeah, it's really good. Well, after playing 15 of the last 36 hours since this game is launched, yes, I am handling the breakup great, I can say on some pretty good authority, this has been one of the best launches for a multiplayer game ever. First of all, in just the first few hours, 400,000 people were playing this game on PC alone, and with the game being cross-platform, we're easily sitting at 1 million right now, but the craziest part of that is nothing has really broken. Outside of not being able to buy stuff in the shop the first hour, which, was difficult for me. I just purchased this, so I just needed my fucking account.
Relax, pal. It ain't going anywhere.
I'm not getting out of this fucking chair until I own Wolverine's skin. Do you understand me? I bought the 50 pack. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Wait, what?
Oh, perfect. All right, cool. And he's so short like me. But the servers, by and large, have been great. I will say.
I swear to God, if more people was like myself, I would not. I'm telling you, free-to-play games would not survive. Free-to-play games would not survive. It would
Morris
not.
said that weird moment when you get an actually well-designed game. Choco
Yeah.
said, "Can I know the channel name?"
Can I know the his name is... His name... What the fuck? His name is kind of Brad at this. Literally, that's his name. And all one word. Kind of Brad like this. I'm kind of Brad at this. You'll see a duck or some type of his little ducky.
Choco said K.
PC, performance has been kind of rough at moments, but the fact that I have not had to wait in a queue to log in had a single lot.
I tell you something, this game is amazing. Games are fast-paced. They're on point. The characters are
Ryuga
really
Samurai
fun.
asks, "Kinda braided thighs?"
Yeah, kind of Brad at this. Yeah, that's literally the name. I'm not fucking around.
Lobby issue or any connection whatsoever, while this game is so flooded that if you sneeze on the play button, you'll get put into a lobby immediately, feels like witchcraft. The playtests paid off. As far as a launch day experience goes, when the only issue in your free-to-play game is that people can't spend money, yeah, I'd say that was a pretty good launch day. But who cares about that nerd stuff? How is the game, the characters, the balancing? Is Jeff okay? Where is Squirrel Girl? Jesus Christ, what are you, man? Going nuts? To put it as simply as possible, this game is creative, passionate, respects you, and is just overflowing with aura. First of all, every single character just fucks.
It's a fucking... They're all attractive. I wonder why. The characters are fucking attractive. That's crazy. Where have I seen that happen before?
I'm talking literally, I'm talking figuratively, and I'm talking literally again, because they knew they needed the gooter bait too. Every character in this game is phenomenal. Doesn't matter if you're playing Spider-Man, Magic, Mantis, Star-Lord, Moon Knight, or even you, Iron Fist. Every single character in Marvel Rivals is made to be strong and effective, regardless of their popularity. I can't tell you how refreshing that is. It feels like every
I appreciate the Cult of the Lamb music in the background. Chef's kiss.
multiplayer game today is hyper obsessed with esports. The only way to do well is play with this gun or this character with these attachments, but psych, that was last week because they just put out an update to change that, because the meta needs to change every single week for God knows why, until everyone's just fighting with pool noodles arguing which one's harder. It's stupid, it's a race to the bottom, and Marvel Rivals says fuck that and let's have some fun. Venom and Spider-Man can both move at Mach 6. The Winter Soldier's ult can do, be like, ooh, I want this.
Ryu the Samurai said Concord could never.
Hella can turn into an AC-130. Iron Man brings the boom. Moon Knight's literally
You're
the
right, Concord could never.
throw random shit meme because 6 abilities make sense. Venom's a goddamn cake factory. Wolverine just doesn't die.
Bluff is an app which runs quietly in the background as you play your favorite games. The more you play, the more buff points you can earn. You can then use the
And Jeff the Shark, he can eat the whole enemy team and just jump off the map like Kirby and
Bro, that's the okay. The only complaint I hear constantly, and for myself, is Jeff and the fucking Iron Fist. Oh my god, this dude. If you want to see a assault, a SA assault on your healers, this motherfucker will be there. If you want to see a SA assault, this motherfucker's face is in the dictionary when it comes to healers. This dude will go in the back line and totally demolish your healers.
Glenn Bassett said Concord. What is
Oh my
Concord?
God. What
I'll
is
do you one better. Who is Concord? I'll do you one better. Why is Concord?
But like, it's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like this
Ryu
dude,
the Samurai said that cute evil shark.
that dude.
Boris said I've been seeing the tic-tics. Iron Fist has Yowl on your knees.
Yes, Iron Fist. I am a healer main. I know that for a fact. I'm healer main. I play both Rocket, and right now I'm really enjoying playing as Cloak and Dagger. I actually find them really fun to play. I like that it's kind of, Cloak and Dagger reminds me of like a pseudo Zenyatta. It's a mix between Mora and Zenyatta to a certain degree. What I mean by this
Boris
is that
said I saw a TikTok drawing of Jeff drawn as King Von.
you don't. Yo. Are you serious? What the hell? What the fuck?
Morgan R said when She-Hulk is introduced to the game, it'll be a cinematic animation of her in court defending the healers from unlawful assault with opposing team being Iron Fist and Jeff Lamau.
Thank you! This dude is just a menace. He's a menace. He's a menace. At first, I thought I was going to have a problem with Captain America. I don't have that problem with him anymore. I kind of know how to deal with him, even as a healer. I've gotten way more better. I'm not going to lie. My Overwatch instincts really helps in this game, but even better because the game is actually fun. The characters are fun. The healing is fun. The attack is fun. I don't feel like I'm totally alone when I'm fighting and defending myself, but then again, I can't do
Ryu the
everything.
Samurai said definitely one of Satan's most powerful soldiers. Flynn Bassett said Jeff sounds cute, but you turn the corner and then, boom,
Bro,
jump scare.
dude, I hate Jeff. I love him on my team, but I hate him when I'm against him because when I'm not paying attention to, like, I don't know, myself, and I'm just trying to keep everyone alive, this dude will come out of nowhere and just gulp everyone. And then if we're close enough to the edge and within the time frame you have, this dude will off himself. I'm like, bro, what? Like, where did you guys thought that was a good gameplay mechanic to throw yourself off? That should be a thing where you can't, when you have the ultimate and you can't drop yourself off, it stops you from dropping yourself off. You can still throw them off the ledge, but you can't drop yourself off the ledge. That's just evil. It's like Kirby. Like he grabs you and drops off the ledge.
Would this be put in any other game? No, but it's here in Marvel Rivals because, they want you to have fun.
Choco said that it's
of course,
fun. Yo.
it is.
I'm pretty sure it's fun. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not, but it is an ass thing to do. It's just the most trolling thing. I'd rather deal with I'd rather deal with Jeff than deal with Iron Fist. Iron Fist, this dude don't know when to die. He seems like he can't die, and I don't know why. It's like the more you beat on him, the more he just stays alive, and it kind of pisses me off beyond anything. It's like the dude can just eat fights. I'm surprised he's even DPS. The dude's like a literal tank.
have a competitive scene. I mean, guys, again, I was in esports and I love them. Games are inherently about winners and losers and trying not to be the latter. But what Marvel Rivals understands is that doesn't mean you can't have fun along the way. This game was made with the express philosophy that in a hero shooter, regardless of who you're playing, you should feel like a hero. Yeah, there are classes like tank, DPS support, which, please, we just need one support on every team, guys.
No! We're not doing that. I am so sick of tired of that shit. I'm dead serious. Even if it's Marvel Rivals. I've been in many games where I'm the only healer and people bitching and moaning, constantly saying, I don't get heals. Where's the heals? Where's the heals? I'm like, I'm the only healer. All you're fucking DPS and tank. I can't do every fucking thing, even as the damn raccoon. You guys gotta stay close to me, or you stop running off. Because this shit is stupid. It's dumb. And they complain and complain and complain. And then when I tell them to stop running off, they want to argue with me. And then what's funny, I'll say, I bet you anything, you moron. I have the most heals than I have the most heals not only on this team as the only healer, but I bet you have more heals than the team on the opposite side. And 9 times out of 10, I'm usually right. Because you guys are selfish. Selfish. One thing that has not changed with these shooters type games like Overwatch, y'all are selfish as shit. Selfish. And it's wild. Wild. It's almost to the point where I wish they made games where the DPS can just heal themselves. Because these people are dumb. They're stupid. It's just wild. I think what they should do is have DPS heal themselves, but can't heal other people. Tanks can't heal themselves, but need the healer, so they stop running off like a moron. So stop running off. And it's already hard enough.
76.
It's already hard enough to deal with the damn Venom when he flips into Mach speed and I have to chase after him. Jesus Christ, dude. And then they'd be mad at me when I'm trying to keep everyone alive at the same time. Remember, you have more health than the average human being. Stop fucking running away!
Said teachers only one raccoon pensive face emoji.
Jesus Christ! It is so fucking annoying! And they have the nerve to argue with me. And I will tell them, if you don't like the game, go play fucking Overwatch. Damn! Jesus Christ. Use some brains. Stay close to me. I can't heal. Remember, what people don't realize is that because the healer's literally next to them, they have every right to throw their life away for no reason. And they think because the healer's there, they can take on a 3v1. You have to realize, even if I'm over healing you, they can outrank me by damage by 3 of them. I can only hold against probably 1 or 2 of them. But when there's 3 of them, you're on your own, kid, even if I'm right there. You guys are crazy. They overpowered me.
Where are the heals though? I didn't get any heals whole stream.
Yeah, they'll be like, I need heals, and that one person keep constantly spending.
Morgan R said felt cute. Might go solo in middle of enemy team.
I'm Jesus Christ. You should always have 2 or 3 healers. I'm dead serious. I'm not even kidding. I know 3 healers a little over.
Everyone thinks they're the main character, lol.
Yeah, I understand that having 3 healers is a bit too much. I get it, because that's kind of unnecessary. But when these people are that selfish, and you have this Venom that just runs off because he feels like he can do whatever he wants, which is true, and the Hulk too. I'm not even putting him off. The damn Hulk likes to do this shit too. He likes to run off too. And then when he gets super overpowered using his abilities, oh my god, he has no care for his life or the people around him. It is wild. The selfishness comes out so much out of tanks than even the DPS. It's wild, dude. I can't take it anymore. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. The thing is, I play only on competitive now. I don't even play on quick play. I made it my mission to play always on on competitive, because if you play on competitive, what's great about playing only in competitive is that you get better and better and better. You're not actually getting worse, because they're always pitting you against people who are way better than you in most cases. So if you're playing a quick game, just like Overwatch, you may get people who are maybe better than you. You may have a mix of that, but 9 times out of 10, you will improve if you play only in quick play, and you'll be seeing so much of a difference compared to quick play and then ranked. Like, it's a stark difference, and it's crazy. I know that happens in Overwatch, but like, there is a stark difference between competitive play and quick play in this game. It's crazy.
Morgan said, when as support, I always just think of every single teammate as the idiot who chooses the stereotypical barbarian class with lowest intelligence possible.
Yep.
9/10 they act just like that.
Yep. You know, as you know what the thing is for me, my philosophy as a healer is that I don't put myself first. I don't even try to survive. I try to make sure you survive. Even if you're a moron, and that's probably a bad thing to do, but like, I make it my mission to make sure you make it out. So you can't complain to me and say, I ain't getting no fucking heals. Like, shut the fuck up. Shit.
Difficult to understand, but if they're getting health and we're not, we're gonna lose. So please, for the love of God, switch off of our.
And I think, in my honest opinion, the two best healers are literally the Raccoon and I think Cloak and Dagger, because you don't need to really aim that well to play.
Samurai said, rolling on the floor, laughing emoji, 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 rolling on the floor, laughing emoji.
You don't have to play. You don't have to be really good at aiming to play as Cloak and Dagger, which is really great because it's like Cloak and Dagger, and well, for me, Rocket Raccoon reminds me of a Baptiste Mora because of the orbs, you know, the orbs, and then you can shoot as many orbs as possible. With Mora, you can only shoot a orb every, I think, 6-7 seconds. I think, if I remember right. With Baptiste, you can just keep healing and healing and healing. But the only problem with Baptiste and Mora is that Baptiste can't heal himself unless he's using a ultimate. Oh, not the ultimate. He used that one utility that he has, or he's getting healed by someone else. He can't use his those ball things to heal himself. His primary fire, or his primary healing. I'm saying. But with Rocket, you can do that. You can primarily heal yourself and have the orbs everywhere.
Said, or that one jackass DPS main that says, forget everyone else, just heal me.
Yeah.
I'll carry.
Oh my god, I hate that. I ran into that dude just last night. It was fucking annoying, and he was the one who was dying the most, and didn't get the most kills either. He was like, it's the Genji main, Eagle Trip motherfuckers. I hate them. Oh my god, it's crazy. Ooh, they'll be like, oh, this heal me. Forget everyone else. I can do this. And then if anything's go wrong, just make sure I'm okay. I'm like, no, dude. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Because 9 times out of 10, you're full of shit, and you're just thinking you're the main character at this point. Nope. Not doing that. That's stupid.
Man, you're 0-5. Please!
Morgan said, those people I immediately know are dog water at the game.
Yep.
The reason this game doesn't have a role queue, despite having multiple cash prize tournaments, an entire competitive season in the
Oh, I'll be taking part of that. I think I will be signing up for the cash prize for those tournaments. I don't know if I'm allowed to stream that, but I did find a team. I found 2 good teammates I can work with, but we need, like, I think they have 2 other characters. I think they have 4. No, I think they have 2 other people that wasn't on at the time, but I can definitely play game with them, and I really love their energy.
Ryuga Samurai said, please do.
Because I think the grand prize is $60,000, and your boy needs that money, so I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna sign up. We might even play today. I might even play some game today. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like doing that today. I don't even feel like drawing all that much today. Just let you guys know, tomorrow I'm going to be posting, just to remind you guys, I will be posting the collab thing tomorrow. So I hope you guys will be open to that.
Choco said, the only DPS I liked playing in Overwatch was Sombra before the nerf, just to be annoying like a mosquito. Don't even need heals.
I don't know, like, I thought to myself, I thought Venom was going to be the hardest tank to use. But I came to realize how easy of a character he is to use compared to some of the other tanks. He's just more easier because he has such survivability because of his, like, shield, and it's kind of crazy how his shield is just so strong. I've noticed there's not, well, there's only like one shield hero that I can think of in Marvel, and I think that's Doctor Strange. I think he's the only one with a real shield. I don't think any other character has a shield if I'm not thinking of them right now, but that shield is kind of strong, I'm not gonna lie.
Playtest is because all of these characters and abilities are so dynamic and impactful. You could really just win a game with whoever.
Oh, there you go.
I've never related to a criminal.
Yeah, but his shield's more like for him. I'm talking about as like for the team. It doesn't feel like he actually shields for the team, only for himself.
In New York City before.
Oh, question. If he's shielding and you shoot at his legs, does that still help as an attack on him? I don't think so. I've been trying to figure that out for the longest while, because every time he uses his shield, does it shield his legs? Because he only shields the upper top part of his body. So I never show... No, I'm not sure if it actually hurts him.
Choco said, I tell you, playing Sombra before the nerf was like being a slow magnet. Mike Kaz asks, is there a crouch button?
I don't think there's a crouch button, actually. No, I don't think there's a crouch button in that game. Actually, when I think of it now, that's kind of funny. Huh. Unless there's a character that can crouch.
Morgan R asks Capex.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. I just saw something that's kind of cool.
But now that I have been the victim of Spider-Man, I completely get why everyone hates this guy. He's a menace. It's in that way that
I don't have that problem with Spider-Man. I don't know why. I understand some people have problems with
Mike Kaz said
Spider-Man.
most likely it'll be his whole front.
I don't have that problem. I do not have that problem with Spider-Man. He doesn't really bother me too much. Maybe it's just the character I'm playing as. Because if you're playing as Cloak and Dagger, it's not that hard to kill Spider-Man. It really isn't. Because the daggers kind of just follow you. They kind of home in on you if you're playing as Dagger. So it's kind of hard. And actually, Tony was a big problem for me as Rocket. Because when I'm not paying attention to Tony, like enemy Tony on the other side, like Iron Man, he is a problem for me. But like once I realized that Dagger has homing literal daggers, oh my god, killing Tony is almost instantly easy as fuck. Like, as long as I'm far away and you shoot in the direction that he's literally in based on the reticle, you can hit this dude. Like, you can take him out. If no one's paying attention to Tony, to the enemy Tony healing him, oh my god, taking him out is like instantly easy. Like, crazy easy. So I have no problem with Tony. He used to be my problem when playing as Rocket. But that was just me being stubborn, not moving to other characters. But I'm glad I moved on to another character, just in case if I can't heal as Rocket. But Jesus Christ. But I don't have that problem with Spider-Man. Spider-Man does not piss me off or give me any real trouble as playing as the Raccoon or even as Cloak and Dagger. Actually, Cloak and Dagger, he's pretty much done for me. Because, like, the Homan thing, like, you can kill him pretty much easily.
This game reminds me of Smash Bros, where nearly every character has a win rate of 50%, while also has an incredibly viable competitive scene. This is how you do multiplayer balancing in your characters, which is awesome because all of these characters' personalities just shine through their kits anyways. Playing as Wolverine is like being a feral paper shredder who could fly. Sorry, Wanda. Captain America is like the best tank I've ever played in a video game.
There's one ultimate that I hate the most in this game other than Jeff's ultimate. And I guess Tony's, because Tony's, my god, when I'm not paying attention to Tony, that motherfucker with that ultimate, oh my god, his ultimate is annoying, but when you're not paying attention to Tony. But the number one ultimate that I hate the most in this game, that trumps both Tony, Iron Fist, and the Shark, is Wanda. Oh my god, the Scarlet Witch. She pisses me off with that ultimate that disintegrates everyone in one literal swoop. You don't even pay attention because her ultimate goes off pretty fast when you're not paying attention at all. And there will be like a reticle on her that lets you know that she's about to blow up. But most cases, you're not paying attention. You're too busy trying to survive. But once she goes off, oh my god, she can like take out the entire team. It's just wild to me.
Ever, he can sprint around, throw his shield, block damage, and I don't know, dick on Iron Man. Jeff the Shark is literally just happy to be there from his animations and voice lines alone. I genuinely feel bad for killing him.
Get him.
Oh my god, what have I done? All the while, Iron Fist feels like his movement and attacks were just taken from a 2D fighting game. You see that Iron Man over there? Yeah, I could go get him.
Almost about out.
Bro's literally a Kumara, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Jackie Chan. He's also what's his name? Rock Lee. This dude just beat your ass while you're in like metal.
And that's the coolest part about Marvel Rivals' characters. They're not limited by the hero shooter genre at all. Magic plays way closer to a hack and slash DMC Kratos-y character than anything close to a shooter. Her base...
I find Magic difficult to use, not because she's bad. I just find her difficult because her swings feel so slow. I know she's a tank, and that's the whole point, but Jesus Christ, I really feel like you can't hit anyone with this motherfucker. All
flashes have combos, but then you hit shift and you can teleport away with the option to do a huge swing or place a demon down to attack the enemy, only to then be able to lunge forward, hit the enemy in the air, and combo them even further. And even Hawkeye, a character you would think would be one-to-one to Hanzo, ended up surprising me the most with one of the most creative kits I've ever seen. First of all, having trick arrows you could switch to at any moment is just hilarious. If an enemy gets too close to you or you want to boop them to their death, you can. Obviously, if your aim is good, you can be a complete monster with this guy, but it's the solution they've done with his ultimate that has me excited for every hero in this game and the new ones moving forward. When he hits his ult, the enemy teammates leave little after images behind of where they move, and if you shoot those, it does damage to the player they belong.
Are you kidding me? I didn't know that. What? Dude, I didn't even play this dude yet to even know this. What the hell? No wonder this dude be killing me in the most weirdest ways. And I'm like, where is this dude?
As if he's just perceiving the world faster than everybody else. Effectively simulating slow time, all without slowing down anybody else. It's an ultimate ability that's not only true to the character...
Hey Brad, on your left.
When you're playing Marvel Rivals, you are playing those characters and feel like them. Look, it's corny, but the dopamine I get from somebody going, hey Spidey, when they need help from me, is just insane. I smile like an idiot every time, but I genuinely think Neon thinks he's Captain America.
God, Brad, on your left.
Shut up! It's just sick, and I was shocked how much the love for these characters doesn't just stop at the gameplay. As I was going through the character menus, I noticed this really awesome detail where the characters have their own signature written next to their name, which on its own is like, alright, cool, whatever. Until I realized that they're so character specific. Groot can't write, so he just puts a smile. Moon Knight puts all three of his identities on there because that dude's head is just all sorts of fucked up. Both Hela and Thor's names are written in Asgardian. Jeff just put his paw prints, which is adorable. In Spider-Man might be stupid. Even the achievements are based off of stuff with the characters, like Wanda having a kill all mutants achievement, or, you know, making this Moon Knight meme canon. These details aren't just fun and a little cute. It shows that NetEase doesn't just care about these superheroes, but they want to pay homage to them, care for them, and well, that's just a really infectious...
Wow, I wish Marvel did this a long time ago. I wish Marvel did that after the fact of the Infinity Saga. I wish Marvel didn't go a very strange route with all that identity politics bullshit. Imagine how much money they would have fucking made if they didn't do that shit.
Fun environment to be in, especially when the monetization and art style...
Especially when you have a literal segment of the multiverse and somehow you fuck that up. How do you fuck that up? Still to this day, that is the most weirdest fumbles of history I will never understand.
Are just this good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, the boom! The boom! Oh, shut the fuck up! This game is how you price a free-to-play game. No locked heroes, just cosmetics, and a battle pass that if you buy, lasts forever. And oh, yeah, since this is Season 0, the battle pass is $5, not 10. Deep Rock Galactic, I can't thank you enough for your influence, man. Rock and Stone for life. The very fact that this game has 33 characters on launch, and everyone I know has at least 20 characters in mind they want added to the game, is already insane in itself, but the well they can pull from for skins for each individual character is actually asinine. This game is gonna make $1 billion off Spider-Man and Wolverine skins alone, because this skin is perfect, and I can drop down as all 3 Spider-Man or be Bagman? Are you kidding me? Now, I will say this isn't a perfect system. The only way you progress in the Battle Pass is doing daily and weekly challenges, and since progress in Battle Pass is unlocked with this purple currency you also unlock stuff with, they have it that your balance of those resets every season, which part of me gets because they don't want you stockpiling a bunch of coins and getting the whole battle pass for free, but at the same time, if those are my coins and I earn them, why are you taking them away from me and what's the big deal? I do think this system is more fair than it sounds. You can still do all of these challenges in the bot lobbies, which is sick, and it's a free-to-play banger game with free-to-play heroes. There's going to be a catch in the form of a grind somewhere. This was a conversation in the playtest, and they added more XP to the challenges, so I don't know. We'll see how I feel about this in like a week or two, but back to the shop. The very fact this game is third person so you can actually see your purchase too is a huge bonus, but
yeah, I didn't think about that till like later on. I just realized like I said that to myself. I came to that realization. I was like, wait. This game is different from Overwatch because half the time, when I'm even playing an Overwatch, I'm watching from a first-person view. The only reason why I know I have the skin on is based on what the hands I'm looking at. Or the little corner thing of your health. That's the only indication that I know what skin I'm in. But in this game, it's in third person. So you can always see the skin that you like. So that's even more of a bonus on that behalf. That actually makes total sense. Huh. Kind of funny.
The art style itself just lets them do so much cool stuff. I am so
Samurai
tired
said
of
unless you're emoting.
True. Unless you're emoting, but like that's only like in lobbies and if you really get a good kill, you get the time to do it, but like it is what it is.
photorealistic graphics, and this game just proves we don't need them. They don't work. It didn't work for Concord. It most definitely didn't work for the Avengers. One looks like cosplay, the other one's a work of art, and it just makes everything work so much better. The fact that your MVP screen can be your favorite scene that character's in or reference an iconic comic book moment is so sick, and the art style just elevates that completely. There's a reason Overwatch went for a Pixar look, and alright, we said the word, the Reinhardt-shaped elephant is in the room, let's talk about it. Is this game an Overwatch clone?
Yes.
No. Look, I understand Overwatch has been the top dog in the hero shooter genre for almost 8 years now, and it's easy to forget this game's history and inspirations, and it's very easy for other people to say, oh no, well Overwatch 2 ripped off TF2. Guys, you're both being stupid because games more than any other genre are inherently iterative. That's how this whole industry works. Yes, some characters on the Marvel Rival roster 100% take inspiration from Overwatch archetypes, characters, and kits. But surprise, surprise, almost every...
Yeah, Star-Lord is a mix between Tracer and fucking Soldier 76. Ultimate-wise, his ultimate and Reaper. He's 3 different characters. He's a Reaper with one of his utilities. His ultimate is literally Soldier 76, and his 2 primary weapons and guns are 2 blasters, 2 mini blasters. That's Tracer, and he can fly. So I think he can fly. I think he can fly for a bit. So he can float. I think. So if I had to guess, who else can float in the air? I guess Echo. I think Echo. I think. Hello, Rainbow.
Single character on the Overwatch roster is inspired by characters from a bunch of other games. And that's fine. That's how games work. It's where the phrase steal like an artist comes from. I am a Martin Pants, Nakey Jakey, Funhouse, Dragaball Bridge knockoff with some of the shoddy cast music choices. But because I took those things and put them into a new thing, this channel, hopefully, feels like a breath of fresh air on the platform, and so does Marvel Rivals. Yes, this game is a hero shooter where you either capture a point or push a cart, but the similarities stop there. The game is third person. There's a focus on melee combat. Everything is faster. There's practically no one-shots outside of ults. And frankly, this game is just building off the mistakes it saw Overwatch made, and honestly, after coming off 2 weeks of Overwatch Classic before filming this, yeah, that was actually a scrapped video at the beginning. I also completely get this sentiment that it feels like a ripoff, because this game just feels like more of a sequel to Overwatch than Overwatch 2 ever was.
Damn!
Overwatch Classic, I was reminded of how chaotic and sporadic and powerful you felt in the early days of Overwatch. It was a complete clusterfuck. Hanzo could one-shot tanks, there was no role queue. They were dropping character trailers every other week. It was a game about having fun, getting in the chaos, finding strategies, and being excited to be these characters. And all Overwatch Classic did was remind me how far away they've gotten from that vision. All while Marvel Rivals is just building on top of it. To be honest, Marvel Rivals is the sequel Overwatch deserves. This game that released polished, fun, and respects not only the characters it's using, but the gamers who play it. And I can't say how refreshing that is. I don't know if this game will last, if the balancing will get crazy.
You know, at this point now, I don't think Venture's ever getting at this point. Because since Marvel Rivals is going to be eating its lunch, pretty much Ventures ain't getting shit.
Or they do some random fumble like Helldivers did. But what I do know is that right now, at this very moment, it is phenomenal. And I don't think you could really ask for more than that. If 2024 has been anything, it's been a year for games like Marvel Rivals. Games with no bullshit, no squeeze, clear communication, no cut corners, and above everything else, just being a place for the homies to have fun because people like playing good games. Huh. Who would have thought? Man, it's crazy. We went an entire video without mentioning Halo. No.
Leave me alone!
Okay. I kind of want to play a game. Should we play Marvel Rivals today? I'll give you a poll. I can do polls now. I can do polls now. They just gave it to me. There you go. We can do polls today. I don't have to go to the tab
Ryuga
thing.
Samurai asks in chat.
Yep, just did it.
Choco said Mr. Guy is evolving.
Let's go. We can finally do it. Actually, we can. Maybe I should take out the
Ryuga Samurai said let's go skill unlocked.
Yes, so like what we can do is use that for the anime girl, so you guys can pick what anime girl I'm gonna draw if we get like 100 likes or something. I may do that tomorrow. Yeah, I'll let you guys choose today if we should play Marvel Rivals or not on stream. Let me see here. So you guys, there you guys, the poll's right there. You can use it, have fun with that, and you can say yes or no. Marvel Rivals is the shit. I have fun playing that game. That game's fucking awesome. Let me see. Best or worst Marvel? I actually want to
Alrighty guys, let's face it, alright? Tier list, pretty much an open invitation for the comment section to be an absolute war zone, chaos, some might say. And I'm here for it. Today, guys, we're going to be ranking every single hero in Marvel Rivals from best to worst in today's Season 0
This is great. So I can always use this and say, guys, you want to watch commentary? Should we watch cringe videos? And then what should we watch today type stuff. I will use this more often so we can make
Glenn
better...
Vassant said I want to play with you, but I know there has to be an invitation and I don't have it downloaded.
Yeah, there has to be like we have to... Actually, we have... Oh, yes, I forgot. We're supposed to work on that. I didn't get to work on that with Ari. Oh, we gotta revamp those rules. Yeah. We'll have to wait till those rules are revamped. I never got to do it with Ari. Actually, where is Ari? She has been around for a while. I should check on her. She's okay.
And before we get started, couple ground rules. First of all, your favorite hero. How dare I rank them so low?
No one better not vote for cringe
I
videos.
suck, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. Totally. Hear me out though. This isn't the Marvel Rivals tier list. This is my personal list, right? Weighing my own understandings, looking at what the top players think, how the character performs, separated from the pack and alone, and most importantly, how easy is it to rack up the wins with the characters. Let's go to jump on in. All right, so we're going A to Z here. We start with Adam Warlock, and Adam is a tough one to place. He's got some tough competition amongst the other strategists, and the dude
I haven't tried Adam.
Said I will just to be funny, Bryuga.
I haven't tried. I haven't tried. I haven't tried
Choco
Adam.
said the people have the power. You can't tell me what to do.
You guys are silly. Anyway, but like I haven't seen Adam. I haven't played with Adam yet. I hear he's good. He's like a mercy. He can bring everyone back at once, I think, if I remember right. If good enough.
Cracked abilities. I mean, Soulbound is fantastic. His resurrection in the right hands,
Ryu
in
the
the
Samurai
right
said
games,
good
could
grief,
be
pensive face
match
emoji.
winning. But he doesn't have the best healing compared to the other supports in the game. His primary damage is good, but you have to be good at aiming. So I think he's a bit harder to play as well. I'm going to put him in the B tier. I feel like that's a good spot for what he offers in Rivals. King of Wakanda, Black Panther is going to kick off the good old B tier, where I'm going to put a lot of these like high skill ceiling characters. I don't know about you guys, but when I've got Black Panthers on my team, they're kind of going out there and Leroy Jenkins and dying. But the enemy Black Panthers, I can't even get out of my damn spawn. You gotta be really good at him for him to be great, but it's one of the better duelists. The 1v1 potential and the white potential and his combo is not hard to master, but the overall chaos and taking what you have in the practice range to an actual competitive match can be tough. So I'm gonna put him in B. That's where I'm gonna have a couple of these like skill ceiling, like really great in the right hands and trolling if you're back. All right, Black Widow time, guys. Natasha is going right into the garbage dump. I'm putting her in F tier, and I understand you might be Shroud or you think you are the next best sniper. That's great. But with Black Widow, her kit just doesn't really complement her altogether. But also, why play Widow when you can play Hawkeye or Hela? I don't want to spoil where I'm going to put those, but they're just much better than Widow at her job. It's a third-person game, and so you're kind of getting out in the open. I've played against Widows that are insane and peak, but the majority, you're just better off playing someone else. And I'm thinking, honestly, she might get some sort of a buff in the future. I mean, Guys,
Choco
she can't even
said
get a
Marvel
damage boost
Widowmaker.
because I think they don't want her
much.
to be able to one-shot, which holds her back. Captain America, good old Steve freaking Rogers. Here's the thing. Captain with Thor, if I was just looking at all the team-ups and everything together, both of those really good. I mean, they are just hyper-aggressive, and there's not a lot you can do if you have the right people on these heroes. But independently, and for majority of play, I got him in about B tier. This is a tougher one to rank as well. He's kind of awkward to play. Like, he definitely is tough to carry a team by himself. He doesn't have that carry potential. He does have a lot to offer in terms of bruising and brawling, but he needs the right team comp, and because of that, I think he's held back a bit. B tier. Cloak and Dagger, 2 for the price of 1.
Think will
Have
set
you guys
up on
played
Discord,
many
not
games
too
and
sure.
Rivals without Cloak and Dagger? Because I sure as
I
hell
think
haven't.
I'm
They're just
also on
great,
Discord,
man.
not sure.
Super
Okay,
good healing,
I will
super good
check
damage.
on you after the stream
The
is over.
cooldowns and how
Samurai said
those
B for
work and
bully.
able to switch between them.
I got
The
you, bro.
only, like,
I'm
big
sorry, but
knock
the
on
other
them
day
is
I
their
was not
ult
able to
isn't
help you,
all that
so I
great.
had
It's
some important stuff I had to
okay,
take
but
care of.
everything else in their
But I
kit,
will
you have
check
auto
whatever you
aim
need
with
to be
Cloak,
fixed
his
after the
freaking
stream is
primary is
over. I'll
ridiculous. You
message
have
you.
auto aim with Dagger. Go look at their accuracy at the end of the game. It's like 98%. This is going to be my first S tier character. I think Cloak and Dagger easily just are towards the top in the game of what they offer, even though I think down the line competitively, their skill ceiling might be a little high. Doctor Strange, listen, I might be biased a little bit because I do play him a lot, but I think this is like such a great anchor.
I have not played Doctor Strange's yet. Not yet.
Tank in the game. I think Strange is an S tier character, man. He's got the giant shield for protection. He's got an escape a little bit with the cloak, and he can block a lot of ultimates and save the team because of it. The portal cannot be undermined. Like, listen, you control and put people off the edge, but to get to your team to a point right before it's about to cap, or if you wipe accidentally, you can get right back into the team fight, or you can use it strategically to, do ultimates or land on top of them. It's just so good in its own right, and if you combine that, we're not even talking about his freaking damage. You combine that with his damage, his range, and his magic release, the dude kind of has it all. And then, oh yeah, his ultimate is an AoE stun. He's S tier. Groot. I am Groot. I hate him. He's freaking annoying as all hell. I can tell you that much. In the right maps, he's
I
good.
don't have that problem with Groot. I know I pair up with him as Rocket, but I don't have that problem with him. He's pretty easy for me to kill. Sometimes he could be a little bit annoying with the fucking trees all around, so you're trying to get around him. He's trying to use it as a barrier, because that shit's annoying. I don't know if the trees hurt you. I never really took the time to pay attention if they do. I don't think they do. I think they just literally blockade the situation half the time, but...
I think definitely on like these control maps, and to separate, the tanks and the supports from each other is always solid. Those Groot walls feel like they never freaking die. I'm gonna put him like a B though. I do kind of.
I think what makes
he's
it easy for me to go around him with the trees is that I can actually climb the trees. I can climb right over it, or at least climb on top of it and just shoot him. So it doesn't matter if he makes a lot of them, because I'm at the perfect height to shoot him. So it's easy to take him out.
an ult battery in some matches. If he has the right team ups, it does work. But Groot to me doesn't hold a candle to some of the top tier Vanguards. But it's tough because I played Alpha and Beta and he was cracked in that. So my heart wants me to rank him higher. But we're going to go with B. Hawkeye. This is going to be easy, guys. Hawkeye. My God. Fire design. I've taken roughly 10,000 Hawkeye arrows right to the face. I'm going to go S tier, and I feel pretty confident about that. He's one of the few, only one-tap heroes in the game. He can just headshot and kill you. You're dead if you're playing somebody that has cracked aim. There's a couple heroes that are they're just so far above the rest. And when you compare that to someone like Black Widow, he's a much better pick, like hands down. Like if you want to snipe, carry the team, and just deal insane good damage, Hawkeye's the way to go. His ult isn't amazing, but it also isn't bad. You can take down some of those fast-moving characters and tanks and supports. Hawkeye is one of the best. Hela, man. Fuck Hela. I hate her, man. I hate her. She two-taps like just about everything. I feel like every time I'm in a match and I see a Hela on the other side, I'm like, well, GG, this was fun. I just die, man. They're good, and Hela's good. I think Hela's probably purely the best DPS in the game. It's been like this since Rivals has kind of come out. I mean, she doesn't even need a lot of her abilities. Her primary just pumps out so much damage. You can look at this list a lot of cool, different abilities, and people have these gadgets, and Hella doesn't care. You just click the button and you kill the character. It's what she's best at. It's not even a thought. She's S tier. Hulk bad too. Hulk is, he doesn't really do anything well. He does a lot of things, which is great, but there's better dive tanks. There's better tanks. You are going to feed a lot typically. I do love his team up, but we're not going to count that. I mean, what he does for Doctor Strange and Iron Man is peak. But outside of that, I'm not crazy about him, and you're going to spend a lot of time as Bruce Banner and giving so much ult charge to the enemy team. I got to give him a D tier. Oh, man. Oh, I hate this guy. I hate Iron Fist. I play him, but I also hate him. Iron Fist is one of the most pure duelists. That's tough to rank. He's kind of tough to rank. He's going to go in the Black Panther category, the high skill ceiling, cracked S tier, crazy if you're, just maining this guy only. But he does have a couple weaknesses with his range and kind of in the majority of most players' hands. He's crazy at dueling, though. I mean, it's Black Panther, but easier. I like him more than Black Panther. He can beat the hell out of any duelist. His defense is great. His cooldown reduction is insane. And then his ultimate is also really good. And then he can meditate to get his health. I'm talking myself up to A tier, but we're going to put him in B. This is kind of that tier that I've got these guys in. Okay, so Iron Man, guys, hold on. Tony Stark is going to introduce what I would call, you guys are going to just put some angry comments. Really, any tier list inspires people to be pissed off, and I love it, guys. It's my list, not yours. But there's a couple characters that when you start playing the game, they're so good. But as you keep playing, they kind of go down a little bit, right? And there's one on here that you guys are going to be like, no way, she's crazy. Okay, maybe not she. I spoiled it. Anyway, Iron Man, really good. If your teammates aren't facing up, if they're not paying attention to him, he's crazy. His ultimate is one of the better team wipes in the game. Like, you can't even Luna ult to keep yourself protected from it. But he's super squishy, and the top characters on this list can just completely counter him. Like, you can get hard countered so easily with hit scan characters, and Hulk's team up with him does make his beam a shield melter, a tank melter. But on an average, I think Iron Man is just, he's not the one from the MCU. D tier. Jeff the Baby Land Shark, S tier, no questions asked.
Oh shit, that might piss off a lot of people. Oh, I see what he's talking about. That you put him D tier? I would at least put on, if you're gonna put on D, just give him a C or at least a B. My god damn, you put him at D? Oh my god.
Okay, and this is just by his appearance and how much I love him. But if I set those emotions aside, man, I hate this guy. This guy's lost me so many rankings because of the freaking swallow. I'm gonna go with A tier. I think he's a little bit below the best supports in the game, but he's one of the best. His bubbles are great if you know what you're doing. His healing has infinite distance. His ultimate, again, game winning. Just don't swallow your teammates. And then his main attack is good. With Luna, even better. He has the slow.
Wait, he can swallow your teammates? Wait, his ultimate swallows the teammates as well? Are you kidding me? I didn't know he can do that. I don't think I witnessed that, have I? I don't remember being swallowed by my teammate. What the fuck? What the hell?
He's hard to hit. He can hide really at any time for reduced damage. I think he's pretty good. He doesn't have the maximum healing in the game, but it is really solid, and so because of that, A tier for Jeff. Loki the Trickster has one of the more fun kits in the whole game, I'll be honest. But is he good? Loki, I'm going to put in B. His healing is good, not great. His abilities are solid. You're kind of, it's not that you're playing away from your team, but you're not exactly with your team, and you're not like holding down the fort healing-wise, but you obviously can protect everybody from like team wipes with the runes that he throws up. With Hela and a good Hela, Loki's cracked because he just gets healed all the time and rezzed up. And the ultimate's okay, you gotta know every character very well. B tier feels about right, kind of in par with Adam. Luna Snow. Man, it's hard to not put her in S. I'm gonna be honest. Luna Snow. I'm gonna put her in A tier. The top of A, if it helps you any. Luna has incredible healing. Just always doing something is what I love about her. She has good CC, so she can control like a Spider-Man. She can freeze him. She can keep herself up alive, good mobility. The ult is incredible, especially if you know how to kind of swap between healing and damage. Luna is just a little bit behind some of the best. Like, I think Cloak is better than Luna. but not by much. I think Luna is A tier for what she offers in the game and could make the argument for S. Magic, what have they done? What have they done to my girl? Magic was the character in beta that I climbed to like platinum or diamond I think with. Magic is nerfed heavy. She was really good, and then they nerfed her damage across the board. They got rid of an entire ability from her team up. Her one-shot combos are great. I still play a lot. And Dark Child, man, you go and you portal in and you spin the sword. They're all dead. And so her ult is amongst the strongest in the game. It takes a while to charge up. And her dual potential is great. But that was before things like Iron Fist came out. So I think she's gone down a bit. I'm going to put her in C, and that pains me because I love her. But yeah, not as good. Fear Magneto, kind of the jack of all trades. I think Magneto is probably one of my more favorite tanks in the game. You know, if you have Scarlet, cool, you get the sword, but his shield is just a awesome ultimate blocker. His little shields are great to help teammates or yourself if your healers are...
I forgot, wasn't Marvel Rivals the situation... When there was a Marvel Rivals situation where they can't talk bad about the game or some shit? You're not allowed to give your, like, honest opinion about the game if there's something wrong with it. Was it this game or was it something else? Was it Marvel Rivals or was it, or was that Star Wars? I feel that was Star Wars. Wasn't that the thing? Like, there was a big, like, controversy where streamers couldn't give their ultimate actual opinion because they gave, like, a negative review. They won't get the code or they'll get in trouble or some stupid shit. Wasn't this game the problem or was it, like, Star Wars?
Dead or off doing whatever. If you can land your shots, Magneto is peak. I think he's a little bit below Strange, so I feel like A tier is good for Eric, but definitely a great character that you can climb with pretty easily. Oh, and his ultimate just like can counter a lot of people too, which is great. Like, you know, you have any projectile and you just ults up with Magneto, and it does its job. Mantis, it's so
Ryu
crazy.
the Samurai said Star Wars,
Mantis,
I think.
Star Wars? Okay.
Amongst the best characters in this game is so funny to me, because I don't think a lot of people expected it. If you didn't know, in the pre-test, a lot of things have changed, but she was the #1 win percentage hero in the game, and it hasn't really changed. You can hold your own as Mantis. Insane damage output, insane healing output. Her ultimate's good. She's just quick, self-sustaining, and then you combine that with Adam Warlock, you get that passive. It's stupid. I think she might be the best healer in the game, or right by Cloak and Dagger. I have her S tier for sure. I just don't know if she's better than Cloak or not, but I know that the right Mantises can carry games. You need good aim, you need to know what you're doing and commit to the character, but S2. Moon Knight, oh man, freaking Moon Knight. We've all been there, man. Moon Knight just freaking rains hell in the right maps, and if you're too grouped up, especially if you don't have a shield, goodbye, it's over. You might as well just quit and get the penalty. You at least you feel better mentally than just dealing with the barragement of the darts. I think Moon Knight is probably
Bloody_art said painting or
right
drawing
at the cusp of
digital.
S tier as well. I think he's a little bit below in terms of... Oh man, this is tough. Yeah, I'm gonna go with A tier. I think Moon Knight is right there with the S tier. Yeah, I want to see how he ages though. Like, once people learn to freaking kill equipment in this game, I think he'll go down a bit. Like, the amount of times his stuff is just left there and people don't do anything about it. And I think people are gonna group less without the shields, and so I think he might go down a bit. So I'm going to pre-assume him in A because of that, but he is up there amongst the best. He might as well be S. Namor. I think he's a sleeper. I think people sleep on Namor, but I am going to put him in C tier, which is kind of opposite of what I just said. The turrets are good. His primary is okay. His ultimate's okay. And he has the stasis, which is awesome. I just feel like, again, the turrets, they're easy to kill, and you want all that. The damage on the primary is what's important. And it just doesn't feel like he can hold a candle to some of these other characters. Like, when there's a capture point, he has his uses, and situationally, kind of like Gru, he's good. But ultimately,
Bloody_art said, yeah, digital is good. I'm gonna get a drawing tablet on Christmas.
This could age badly.
If you're looking for a drawing tablet, you can go to my descriptions and look at the tablets that I recommend in my link tree, in my Amazon link tree. You can go check it out. I have a bunch of them, from ones with no screen, with all of them with screen, so I have them sectioned off so you don't have to worry about if you're looking for one with screen or not screen. Because I know everyone wants one with the screen, no one wants one with no screen, but just if you're on a budget, that's just an option, just in case if you can't get the one with the screen.
and C. Penny Parker, here it is, guys. Hot take on Penny Parker. First of all, man, those stupid spider mines, the amount of time I've just blown myself up to hell with those. I think Penny is one of the most underrated characters in this game. I think people just don't understand that she's good. I don't know why, because she's an off tank, and I get that. But some of the off tanks are the best characters in the game. You need the anchor tanks. You need them, okay? But Penny does everything you want in a character, okay? She has really good survivability. Her mines are insane and disgusting. Her damage output is ridiculous. Her ultimate is annoying, and it seems to be pretty fast charging because of everything else. The Penny, try out Penny if you haven't. I'm gonna put her in A tier. I think Penny is amongst one of the better tanks in the game. Psylocke, yep. Oh, guys, I have terror night demons of whatever she says during the ultimate. This character is good. It is good in the right hands. I think it is the kind of duelist, and if you want to be a solo player that is playing DPS and you don't need to rely on anyone else, learn where the health packs are and learn the ins and outs of Psylocke. She is so freaking good. Her ultimate is, you can't even hurt her in the ultimate. She frustrates me, man. She does. She's really good. She's S tier. I'm gonna have her towards the end of it. The very end, she could be top of A. It's right there, but I'm gonna have her slightly above Moon Knight. Again, I'm questioning Moon Knight. Yeah, I'm gonna have her in the end of S. Rocket Raccoon. Rocket is one that I wanted to put higher, but I have Rocket in B tier. I almost wanted to put him in A tier. He was one of the ones I was thinking about. The problem is his healing can't match the others. It's not bad. It's not great. His gadgets is what it's all about. Having that revive for certain team fights is so ridiculous and crazy.
It's great.
And then his team up with Punisher and Winter Soldier, forget about it. Stupid good. But he's doing everything okay. He's not exactly doing everything great, and over time, I think Rocket in low ranks is solid, man. Super solid. The higher you go, the worse he gets. Oh man, so here we go. Scarlet Witch. Guys, listen, Wanda Mains. I too love this character. I do. I've had a couple 30-0
Boris
games.
asks, is it weird to personally enjoy sketch drawings more than a finished drawing?
I don't think it's weird. The reason why I don't find it weird is because
Boris said, I personally see more charm in it.
Yes, that's what it is. 9 times out of 10. It's a lack of commitment to a certain degree, and because that lack of commitment is there in a sense of how more liberal you can be with your sketches, and it doesn't have to be precise, that asymmetrical sense gives it that charm it has. So like, you can make a bunch of sketches or a bunch of like unnecessary sketches and stuff, and because of that, it gives it a sense of charm and feel and aesthetic. So even if it's not 1-to-1 100% perfect, it just feels perfect because it doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be perfect, and that's what makes it perfect. Does that make sense? I think that makes more sense.
Guys, she's a beginner character. I hate to say it too, but she does not age well. Past like maybe gold rank, you're not going to do so well with her. Her ultimate, stupid if you could get it off. Problem is, you're just not going to because people focus it so well. On top of that, like, I think she's good at low tiers to take care of Iron Man, and then she's got the auto thing, but her abilities and her entire kit doesn't harmonize super well either. She does a lot. She's squishy because of Hela and Hawkeyes of the world. She just doesn't hold her own. Like, if they're coming at you, like, what are you gonna do? Like, use your suck beam? You're gonna die. I got her in D tier. And I know, it's tough. It's tough. Because the Wandas that you've played are great. But she doesn't age well. Peter Parker is going to be B tier with the rest of them. And it's tough. I want to go A tier. His mobility is insanity. He has the one-shots on the supports. You've got to ignore tanks, though. And that really does hurt his kit. And his damage, like, if you get Venom and Squirrel and that team up, that's good. But by himself, it's just not good. I mean, listen, I know you think you're like Necros and you're the best Spider-Man in the game. Your mom lied to you. You're not. It's just, I'm sorry. You're just not, and he's not that great. For the majority of people, that's why I've got him in this tier. Squirrel Girl is 1-star difficulty, and that's about how she lands. Up close, those nuts, they pack a punch, man, but the fall off is too much, and like, there's not enough like barraging that she does. If she's teamed up with Spider-Man, that her extra stun is so annoying combined with her refresh of stun. Like a good call out character, if you like call out, you're stunning somebody and everybody hops on that. But easy damage too, but it reminds me of Scarlet Witch. I'm gonna put her in D tier because I don't think to the other ones she holds a candle. Her ultimate is garbage. I've gotten some like team wipes, but it's not good. Like those squirrels do they don't do a freaking thing. All right, so Star-Lord is gonna go in C tier, and that is without the Adam Warlock passive. With it, probably above it. The ult is, we all know the ultimate, it slaps, okay? But when you compare him to the other characters that kind of do the same thing, they just do it better. Listen, you can carry very well with Star-Lord, but if that same person was playing one of the people above it, I think they would be better off. And yeah, there's not a lot to say. I think that people just outclass him a lot of ways. Like his abilities are good, but it's kind of like Widow. The investment on the character isn't quite worth it. Storm, X-Men, love X-Men. I don't love Storm. Thor, Storm, team up Storm, much better. Could put her way up on the list. I think Storm is going in F tier. She doesn't do anything well. Like she has some like support stuff to her. She has the speed up, the damage up. It's great. The Storm just doesn't have any attacks. Like without Thor, she just doesn't have a lot to offer. The ultimate is almost a team wiper, but also not at the same time. You can kind of prep for it. It takes some time to set up. It pains me to put Storm here, but I just think there are much better picks. Okay, so Punisher is vastly different than Scarlet Witch, right? So Scarlet Witch has a super, like, you know, she doesn't age well the better you get within the game. Punisher is always going to be good. The shotgun's crazy. The AR is crazy. His ultimate is good luck. His team-ups are great. Punishers can melt shields. It's one of the best parts about him. Doctor Strange, dude, he can hold the shield up for like 5 seconds. It's done. Maybe not even 5. I think he gets worse the better you get, but until then, he's one of the better ones. Thor, the god of frickin' thunder, man. Thor, Chris Hemsworth would be proud because Thor is going to go in S. Let's go A. We're going to go A, kind of like Luna. Thor is the Luna to S tier, so like right close to the top, but not quite. Just a little bit behind. Thor's damage, like this is kind of the Penny Parker thing. The off-tank man, stupid good damage, is just a force to be reckoned with. Both of his team-ups, actually all 3 of them, cracked. Is he S tier? In the right hands, I think so, man. I'll be honest. I think so. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm changing my mind. I'm going to put Thor to S tier. I think yeah, I'm going to put Thor to S tier. Because the damage, the survivability, the kit complements itself so well. Just when you play with Thors that are good, look at the end screen and just look at what they did to provide help to win the game. Venom, oh my god, Venom, the dive tank. I don't think Venom will ever be bad. I don't think they can do anything to make this character bad. He's A tier, he's the better dive tank, his survivability is awesome, he's so annoying.
Yep.
He can work in any team comp, he's mobility, he's got the health, he's got the okay damage. I love Venom, man. I think Venom is such a cool design, a well-designed character in this game. Venom is A tier. Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was one that I want to put in S, but I think for majority, he's about A. I think his ultimate's good. His primary is solid. I mean, dude, if you hook in a tank on those like control maps and you pull them into your team and everybody just kind of like fires on them, they're erased from the video game and can play into their team. So he's got a lot packed into one. His damage is so good if you land your shots compared to a bunch of other characters on this list. And the ultimate is one that can't be stopped, quite frankly. I'm gonna go A. Yeah, let's go A too. And we end on Wolverine, the last character announced and the last character on this list, and also the last character in terms of rankings, man. This guy sucks. Wolverine, I don't know. I think this is my theory. Wolverine was the last character they concepted and they wanted to make him, and then they were like, we don't know if he is too good, so we scale him back. I think Wolverine is first on the list to get a buff. If you're cracked with Logan, hats off to you, my guy. But most likely you're not, and or you're at a disadvantage. He just, man, the guy, he dies fast. He doesn't have a lot of mobility. His abilities are just not cohesive and the damage isn't quite there. His percentage on hits are great, but Logan needs help. I think Wolverine needs help in the game, and I'd probably have him as the worst character right now in Rivals. So there you guys have it. That's a complete tier list you're looking at. And for those that skip to the end, hello, how you doing? That's what the timestamps are for. What did I miss? What did I grossly put down in the comments below? And I plan on doing these tier lists every major patch or every season. So if you want to not miss out on those future ones and other tips and in-depth videos, go ahead and subscribe down below. Good luck out there playing whatever hero you want to play, and until the next one, happy rivaling.
Okay, calm down. All that is not needed. What unnecessary noise. I'm sorry. We can do one last video and then we'll go play game. Yeah, we'll do one last video and we'll go play game. Nothing too long though. Not this. Let's see here. Okay, let's go with this one. Wait, RAA live service is dead end. We'll go with this one.
I've been using Grammarly for 3 years, and I can't imagine my work life without it. Grammarly is an AI writing partner, and unlike other AI tools, Grammarly works where you work. Writing suggestions and AI assistants are built into whatever you're writing on. Where I've seen the biggest returns are Grammarly Pro's rewrites. They offer full sentence rewrites,
By now, we're all well aware about Pookie Bear James Gunn's initiative in reinvigorating the DC universe with a clean slate and having a brand new Superman movie on the horizon. The DCU itself is set to start in just a couple of weeks from now, so them folks at DC Studios are already grooving and moving to get things up and rolling. I sure as hell am ready for the DCU to start. After the colossal failure of the DC Extended Universe and its set of flops, I'll take anything good at this point.
It's like, I was made for this.
But the thing I've been the most curious about is how the foundation of the DC universe is going to be conveyed. What will the established canon look like, and how will it introduce audiences to a new take of the DC pantheon? The inspirations for each project that's been announced thus far, and what direction they're headed for the numerous unannounced projects. One of the key differences in this new canon is that it's not starting out with a bunch of origin stories for each main superhero, nor does it depict the age of superheroes as just beginning. Many of these characters have existed for a while, and we're going to be experiencing an already lived-in universe. While they are still telling a grand central story similar to that of the MCU, DC Studios' approach to storytelling is also akin to that of Star Wars, where there'll be stories set in different time periods and places. We see glimpses of that in the first 10 projects that were announced, as you have most of them set in modern day, but then you have the Wonder Woman prequel series Paradise Lost, taking place on Themyscira before Diana's birth. Described as a Game of Thrones style drama filled with political intrigue and scheming between power players. Booster Gold centers on a character from the future who travels back in time to become a superhero in the modern day by using technology from said future. It really brings up the question of how the continuity will be laid out and how the events of Superman, Creature Commandos, or whatever project is installment impacts the overall scenery of metahumans and superheroes alike, since they've been established for so long in the DCU's timeline.
So do you know in your head where like the age of superheroes began? Like, was there a Creature Commandos back in like World War II, the way there was in the comics, I believe?
Well, I don't know if there was a Creature Commandos back, but I do know there's been metahumans and superheroes for a long time. But as time has gone on, and I don't think this is giving away too much. There's more of them today than there used to be. Okay, and they're more of an issue today than they used to be. So this doesn't really have anything to do with Creature Commandos, but it is, kind of where we find ourselves. Okay, getting the super. Okay.
It's always been something people have wondered why Creature Commandos, of all things, a group of characters barely anyone has heard of, is the first canonical DCU project. Well, apparently it was in development a while back, and Gunn wrote the script before he became the official co-CEO of DC Studios. It was always intended to be an animated series centered on these monstrous-like characters, so when he got the job, he was like, well, the script's already complete. Might as well give it the green light.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
The The show will provide our first glimpse into one aspect of metahumans roaming around in this universe and highlight how some villains reflect the more fantastical nature of established veteran heroes, like Batman for example, who we know has been operating as a vigilante for at least a decade. Villains like Clayface are shown
said
briefly in
Invincible
the
animation is
Commandos
lazy
trailer,
boring.
and this is a slight spoiler for the show. Nothing
Invincible
too major, and
animation
it's something we kind of already
is
knew,
lazy
just with a
boring,
little
obviously.
bit more added context. But Alan Tudyk technically voices two Batman villains in the series, as
To be
he
honest,
not
I never really considered Western animation superior to Japanese, because I think Japanese, when needed, when they need to do like an action sequence, you can tell who's the better animator between the two. Not saying there's no good Western animation, but it's just like if I have to compare the two in situations where there's a fight scene, Japanese or it's where is that?
only voices Dr. Phosphorus, one of the Creature Commandos, but also Clayface.
Anyway, I play actually Clayface in this series. So I played Clayface in Harley Quinn.
And he sounds like this! And he's an idiot!
And then in this, Clayface is a killer. We have a huge fight. And he's a homicidal maniac.
The show also is the first indication as to why some people are a little confused on the DCU continuity, with it obviously being a reboot, but also maintaining some elements from the DCEU. It's one of those cases where nothing that has come out previously is canon unless it is stated to have happened in the course of any DCU project, thus making it canon. Some events that occurred...
I don't like that. I think if you're going to do a soft reboot or do a hard reboot or
Kiyoshi Sato said Castlevania animation is the godfather of Western animation. Bet they try so hard to be Japanese-like.
I hear you. To be honest with you, I think what they should do when you're doing a reboot of anything, I think in my opinion, if you're doing a reboot, you should abandon the previous one completely. That's the point of a reboot. I'm saying, like, you should I wouldn't say even have anything that connects to the previous thing. Have similarities, but just don't be like, oh, something that happened in the previous reboot is in this reboot. No, I think it should be completely separate, so it doesn't cause this confusion in the long run for those who don't know the comics or the manga, depending on what type of medium it is.
In previous continuities, i.e. Peacemaker Season 1 in the DCEU, may have occurred in the official DCU timeline as well, but with some
Sato
slight
said, "I don't
differences.
think so."
Because we were all wondering how Creature Commandos takes place after
Also-
Peacemaker Season 1, since Amanda Waller can't use humans for her task force operations, and Peacemaker Season 2 takes place in the DCU canon, despite the fact that the first season was established to be a part of the DCEU. So to clarify, this is a complete reset when it comes to the lore. Nothing is true canon to the DCU, and Creature Commandos will be the first project set in this universe. But if something that happened previously is mentioned in conversation, then a version of that event or character is now canon and can be utilized to some degree. Take that of what you will.
So what's canon and what's not these days in the DCU? Because obviously, like, we have Weasel, we have aspects of the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker as well.
Yeah.
Like, what is your thinking in terms of how that works?
Real simply, nothing for sure is canon unless you see it in Creature Commandos forward for the DCU.
Okay.
Now, in Creature Commandos, you'll hear them talk about things that happened in Suicide Squad or Peacemaker. Well, then those things automatically become canon. The truth is, almost all of Peacemaker is canon, with the exception of Justice League.
You're late, you dickheads.
Which we will, kind of deal with in the next season of Peacemaker.
Oh, okay.
But really, to be totally sure, everything that's purely canon is Creature Commandos through Superman, through Lanterns, Supergirl, Peacemaker season 2.
While each individual project strives to have its own identity and tell a compelling story, there is still an overarching narrative that will be developed to some extent. According to Gunn himself, the events of Creature Commandos will have some impact on Peacemaker Season 2 and Lanterns. He previously stated that each project will be crafted to be watched and enjoyed separately, but it will
Sato
still be a
said Peacemaker
connected
is
universe
really
with
good.
overlapping themes and
Superhero
characters.
comics should go
Planting the
only
seeds
two
for
ways,
some of the
either
larger
super serious or comedy. At least that's my opinion.
Oh no, that's like genre-wise, like tone. I'm talking about canon, like canonically chronicle type stuff. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about like tone of genre, whatever superhero you're writing. So like, say I'm writing like Aquaman, but I made it more comedy adventure compared to like a Batman that would be super serious and probably rated R and.
Key players can be seen via
I'm talking
Rick
about, is
Flag
it
Sr.,
canon?
who's said to have a minor
like
role
thing
in
that
the
causes
Superman
too much
movie
trouble.
and a major role in the second season of Peacemaker, which could create for some
Especially when you're doing a reboot. I think when you're doing a reboot, you should just literally abandon whatever happened in the preview. That's what the point of a whole reboot is.
interesting conflict, considering Peacemaker killed his son during the events of the Suicide Squad. Peacemaker. What a joke. I think any connections to lanterns, whether they are very minuscule or grand, will tie back to the overarching narrative of the DCU in some way. Lanterns is described as a series in the vein of True Detective, focusing on Lantern legend Hal Jordan and new recruit Jon Stewart trying to solve an Earth-based mystery that plays a really big role in leading into the main story of the DCU. It's said to have a terrestrial-based setting that's very grounded, believable, and human. Some of the creative team behind the show include HBO Watchmen show creator Damon Lindelof, Ozark showrunner Chris Mundy, and well-known DC Comics writer Tom King. Now, me personally, I would have started with a Green Lantern Corps movie as a part of the first chapter and leaned in on the cosmic space side of things, but if they have some talented writers and this is the story they want to tell with confidence, I'm gonna let them do their thing. I highly doubt this is the only time we're gonna see any Green Lanterns as central protagonists, and having the show's tone be more grounded doesn't mean the mythos of the Lantern Corps is going to be as well. While Gunn said he had no plans for a direct Justice League The New Frontier movie that would be a direct adaptation of the comic of the same name, which also had an animated movie, the story would still serve as a major influence on DC Studios. This has led many to speculate on the major villain of the DCU being the Center, or Dinosaur Island, which is the primary antagonist of the New Frontier story. The Center is essentially this living, sentient island that's been on Earth for millions of years and has been observing the actions of humanity throughout that time. It views humans as a species that will cause the destruction of Earth, seeing the things humanity has done over the years, and decides that all humans should be wiped from the Earth. So it's kind of like Ultron. Saw what humanity had been up to on Earth and was like, yeah, y'all gotta go. This isn't confirmed or anything, nor did it come from any reliable scoopers, but there had been rumors of Dinosaur Island making an appearance in Creature Commandos. Not to mention, having the Center being the central antagonist does fit with the DCU's title for Chapter 1, which is Gods and Monsters.
This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters. Now this, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter.
And you'll never guess what the fourth chapter of the New Frontier comic series is titled.
I'm going to show you guys how my style went from this to this. All I had to do was fill out a style quiz. It asked me different things like my fit preference, any troubles I have while shopping. I get to try on everything at home and
Bro, you pay a subscription to put on clothes. Fuck you.
There were these group of cult-like followers of the Center who worshipped the entity itself, to which people would hear violent voices in their heads, as the island had pretty strong telepathic abilities, so much that it gave Martian Manhunter a hard time. Many have theorized that the supposed Earth-based mystery in the Lanterns TV show relates to a series of murders or possibly paranormal activity teasing the Center's desire to destroy humanity, which would make sense if the plot revolving around the island turns out to be the plot of Chapter 1. The New Frontier is an Elseworld story that takes place in the 1950s. The government had passed a bill that made vigilantism a federal offense, akin to treason, to which only those who registered with the FBI and cleared by Congress were allowed to function as heroes. President Eisenhower ordered the Justice Society of America to reveal their identities to the public and take an oath of loyalty to the current administration. Instead, the members of the JSA decided to disband and disappear, to which other costumed heroes followed suit. Once the Center goes on a rampage, all of the heroes have to band together to stop the various life forms that stem from the island, causing mayhem, which include different types of dinosaurs and monsters. It was one of the first grand instances of all the heroes coming together after the JSA disbanded, despite some of the issues with government regulation and trying to outlaw vigilantes or costume superheroes who who refused to work alongside the government. There are several other stories in the works that will be taking inspiration from a variety of classic or beloved DC comic stories, and it'll be interesting to see how they get adapted to fit into the DCU. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is the next theatrical movie after Superman, and the story will be based on the comic of the same name. Regardless of whether it will be a direct adaptation or loosely based on the comic, I'd imagine Tom King probably has some creative involvement with the movie, even though he isn't writing the script, considering he's the one who wrote the damn book to begin with. Tom King is also a major part of the DCU and is among a team of writers that are essentially building the universe alongside James Gunn. All-Star Superman is just one of the comics that's being used to help inspire how to balance the strength and morality of Superman. Elements of Justice League International might be sprinkled in there, with Maxwell Lord already have been cast, and the heroes in the Superman movie like Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, and Mr. Terrific all working for Maxwell Lord's company and
said you
being
haven't
corporate
told me
heroes,
your
so to
opinion
speak.
on
Some of the
thing yet.
animated
Is
shows
the
like
quality
Justice
good?
League Unlimited and
'Cause I'm
Young
having
Justice
troubles with it.
served
I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
as inspirations
I
when
think it's
mapping out the
perfectly fine.
plan and structure of the DCU. The Brave and the Bold movie
You
will
could do what you did, whatever you could to make it work. So like, I don't have no problem with it.
take elements from Grant Morrison's run on Batman, since that was the run that introduced Damian Wayne into the Bat family. I'm assuming more so the time before Bruce Wayne quote-unquote died and Dick Grayson stepped up to become the next Batman. Who knows what other plot points they got cooking up. They got a Teen Titans movie in the works, and Gunn recently confirmed that he has plans for Deathstroke. He never addressed this, but The Hollywood Reporter had an exclusive about DC Studios working on a movie featuring both Bane and Deathstroke. No additional details were provided on whether it's an Elseworlds thing or set in the DCU, and it didn't clarify whether it's an actual Bane and Deathstroke centered project or just a movie with them as characters, which has led many to believe this could be a Secret Six movie. One thing I'm excited to see is how this universe can not only bring these players together, but also allow these creatives to incorporate different tones and possibly even genres, as I think that's a major aspect in avoiding superhero fatigue. If you can tell interesting stories with these characters and have good scripts, people won't really get tired of them. On one hand, you have a more hopeful superhero flick like Superman in the summer or Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow in 2026. Yet around that same time, you got a true detective-esque show about a couple of Green Lanterns. You might have a more comedic show like Booster Gold, but on the other end of the spectrum, you got a Game of Thrones style show about the Amazons, or a horror movie about Swamp Thing. Call me a glazer all you want, nigga, I don't care. I just prefer to be more optimistic about DC's future.
Did you know 4 out of 5 dermatologists would recommend a whole body deodorant like Old Spice Total Body?
Can we get a ride on your big horse?
All right.
No rules.
I'm gonna stop from here. We're gonna go play Marvel Rivals. I'll continue this a bit later. I don't think I'm gonna make it into a one drawing thing. I think I'm gonna make it into like a compositional thing. Somewhat. I don't know if I'll make it into a Mega Man poster. Maybe I should do that. I'll figure it out. Anyway, so with that said, I'm going to go and play some Marvel Rivals. Just to let you guys know. Remember, tomorrow...
Boris said time to have more fun.
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to... Tomorrow is the collaboration. Drop tomorrow, so look out for that. I'll be posting mine tomorrow soon, and my fellow artists will as well. I will tag them in YouTube, Twitch, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram, and Twitter as best as I can. I don't know how it's going to work for TikTok.
Choco said it's finally Rivals time.
Yes, I don't know how it's going to work for TikTok, because TikTok's been acting kind of weird when I post high quality videos with that's like really big. I don't know why, but if it doesn't work, then I'll just post it anyway and see, hope for the best. But 9 times out of 10, I will post them anyway. So with that said, have a great night. For those who don't care for the Marvel Rival stuff, if you don't care for that, or for the gaming part, that's fine. I will be streaming it on, I think I'm gonna just stream it on TikTok for tonight. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just stream it on TikTok. I would stream it on Twitch, but no one watches me on Twitch. I would stream it on YouTube, but it confuses the fuck out of people when I'm playing game on the art channel. So like, I'm just avoiding that now. So I'm gonna just make a whole new channel for that problem, so we don't have to run into this issue anymore. So yeah. So with that said, I'm gonna jump out of here. Have a great night for those who are not going to be in the stream. We're going to be playing on TikTok and all that great stuff. If you have TikTok, cool. If you don't, I understand. Some people just don't like TikTok for whatever reason, and that's fine. But with that said,
Flynn Vassant said, I really want to play with you so bad, lol.
I see. So I get out of here. So later, guys. Have a great night. Thank you, and have fun. For those who like Marvel Rivals, I'm out. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.